We're calling in the Avengers today. I have assembled the greatest goal scoring team of all time, the 12 best goal scoring forwards and the 6 best goal scoring defensemen, all on the same team to see how many Stanley Cups they can win. If the answer is 0, I think I have to retire from this game. We got Lemieux, Gretzky, and Howe on the first line with Yager, Messier, and Ovechkin on the second, Dion, Yzerman, and Solani on the third, Gardner, Esposito, newly added to the game this year, and Brett Hall on the fourth line. On defense, we have Coffey and Bork on the first line, Murphy and Potvin on the second line, with Housley and McInnes on the third line. And you already know in net, we had to have Martin Brodeur as our starting goalie. With the backup, we had a couple options. I went with Ron Hextall. Martin Brodeur being the only goalie in NHL history to score 2 goals, which is kind of relevant these days because Ned just scored his second AHL goal to become the first goalie to ever do that. Simple goal, we just want to see how many Stanley Cups they can win, and like I said, if they can't even win 1, then I don't even know what to say. Oh, and I also forgot to mention the fact we're the San Jose Sharks because I think they need a little love right now. We would finish 65-15-2 for first in the entire league. The team closest to us was Colorado with 53 wins. I think what's dumb though is that we didn't have a single 100-point producer. I guess this is the most goals team and not the most points team, but Wayne Gretzky could only get 99 points to lead our team, as well as leading our team in goals with 53. Lemieux also had 50 with 51. The closest after that was Yager at 33. Brodeur 52 wins in 68 games played, 6 shutouts, an 8.92 save percentage, and a 2.87 goals against average. Hextall 13 wins in 20 games played, 3 shutouts, a 9.02 save percentage, and a 2.45 goals against average. So better stats. Obviously playing way less games though. So do have the sim engine stuff set to high, so I don't see a reason why we didn't get an 100-point getter. 125 points for Kucherov, led the entire league. He also led the league in goals, being the only 60 goal scorer. He had 60 on the dot. Brodeur did have the most wins in the league. The closest was Anderson and Vasilevsky, both having 41. Now the real fun begins as we're in the playoffs. We face Dallas in the first round. Hopefully it's not a first round exit. That would be terrible. Well, it wasn't as easy as it could have been, but we did beat Dallas in 6 games to move on to the second round. We faced the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Vegas Golden Knights. We ended up being easier to beat as we beat them in 5 games. We move on to the conference finals where we face Seattle. Seattle fought hard as well. They brought us to game 6 where we would win 10-6 and move on to the Stanley Cup finals to face the Tampa Bay Lightning. And even though Nikita Kucherov was the best player in the league this year, he still couldn't carry the team past our juggernaut squad. We would win the Stanley Cup after beating Tampa Bay in 5 games in the finals. And looking at playoff points, Braden Point would actually be the league leader with 29. He tied for first place in goals. It was a 3-way tie between him, Esposito, and Kaprizov. Kaprizov only played 10 games and had 11 goals. Our best playoff performer was Wayne Gretzky with 27 points, and as you've seen, Esposito had the most goals for our team. Taking a look at awards, Kucherov would win the Hart Memorial Trophy, while Paul Coffey grabs the James Norris Trophy. Wayne Gretzky would pick up the Conn Smythe Trophy, no surprise there, while Anderson gets the Vezina Trophy, and Brodeur gets the William M. Jennings Trophy. We're keeping the good vibes going into year number 2. 146 points earned, a 72-8-2 record. That being said, our team is still allergic to an 100-point player. Mario Lemieux led our team with 99 points. We didn't even have a 50 goal scorer this time around. Gretzky had the most with 48. Lemieux and Ovechkin had 45. Brodeur 50 wins in 59 games played, 3 shutouts, a 9.05 save percentage, and a 2.45 goals against average. But Ron Hextall in the backup position is going off. 91 save percentage and a 2.07 goals against average, 3 shutouts as well, while winning 22 out of 27 games played. It would be Rantanen leading the league in points with 115, as well as in goals with 63. McDavid also scoring 53 goals. No other 50-plus goal scorer. We face Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers in round number 1 of the playoffs. I think my goal right now is the three-peat. I think that's a fair goal. We're already up 3-0 against Edmonton. They do take game 4, but we would take game 5 2-1, and we move on to the second round where we would face the Anaheim Ducks. We'd also beat the Anaheim Ducks in 5 games. We faced Dallas in the conference finals. We beat them last year, no problem. Sure do have a predicament right now. Game 7 against the Dallas Stars. Winner of this game goes on to the Stanley Cup finals to face the New Jersey Devils. We're going to jump into the sim. Period number 1. 1-0 Dallas. That's not what I like to see. How about we make it better? Period number 2. 3-2 us. I like that a lot more. Brett Hull would put us up 4-2. We should be moving on to the Stanley Cup Finals once again, unless we mega choke, which we are not going to. Pavelski would grab one more, but we would win 4-3. Like I said, we must face the New Jersey Devils to grab our back-to-back Stanley Cup. They're apparently going to be a cakewalk as we would beat the New Jersey Devils in 5 games to capture our second Stanley Cup in a row. Jack Hughes would lead the entire playoffs in points with 30, as well as leading the entire playoffs in goals with 16, having only played 18 games as well. For our team, it would be Ovi leading the way in goals with 14, and Gordie Howe leading the way in points with 23. Nathan MacKinnon is at it again, stealing awards. How did he win the Hart Memorial Trophy when he plays on the same team as Rantanen, who had more goals and more points? How would it not go to Rantanen? Nathan MacKinnon effect, I guess. Paul Coffey grabs back-to-back James Norris trophies. Conn Smythe going to Paul Coffey this time around as well. Can't say I was expecting to see that one, but I'm not arguing it. Brodeur gets his Vezina, as well as back-to-back William M. Jennings trophies. Why does this award have to be a tongue twister? I can't say it fast. I mean, unsurprisingly, in year number 3, we're grabbing back-to-back President's trophies, a 64, 14, and 4 record. Now it's not even a joke. Our team is actually just allergic to 100 points because 99 points again led our team. This time it was Paul Coffey, who had 79 assists. We didn't have a goal scorer hit 50 goals again. Ovechkin led the team with 46, Lemieux had 44, and Gretzky had 43. Not our best goaltending year. Neither goalies had an above 900 save percentage, but an 895 save percentage for Brodeur at 2.73 goals against average. Still had 7 shutouts and 47 wins in 64 games played. Marchand would lead the way in points in the entire league with 115, while Matthews had the most goals with 54. Kuzmenko on Washington dropped 53 goals. He had more goals than Lemieux and Gretzky. Think about that. We faced the Vancouver Canucks in round number 1, and I accidentally already simmed game 1, and we won 8-1, so we should be fine. We would win the series in 5 games to move on to face the Edmonton Oilers in round number 2. Edmonton tried scaring us by winning the first game, but we'd win the next 4 in a row. Also beat them in 5 games to move on to the conference finals, where we face St. Louis, a new opponent. St. Louis would also fall in 5 games, and our Stanley Cup Finals opponents for year number 3 are the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're 1 win away from the three-peat, and it is going to happen. We would sweep Toronto in the finals and lift our 3rd straight Stanley Cup. Once again, neither of our guys are leading the way in the playoffs in points, as Matthews and Nylander both had 31. Matthews had the most goals in the playoffs with 17. Lemieux led our team with 13, while it would be Gretzky leading our team in playoff points with 26. Brad Marchand would win the Hart Memorial Trophy, which means we went 0-3 on winning the MVP for the regular season. Paul Coffey three-peats the James Norris Trophy. Fun fact, Patrick Kane signed with Minnesota and he won the Lady Byng this year. Wayne Gretzky gets his 2nd Conn Smythe Trophy, while back-to-back Vezina trophies go to Brodeur, and back-to-back. I just realized also that Hextall and Brodeur shared the William M. Jennings Trophy for the past 2 years at least. So our goalies were cooking for this award, I guess. Well, I was going to call it after 3 years, but since we three-peated, we have to see if we can win the fabled 4 in a row. I don't know if I've ever done that with any team in any NHL game. In our 4th year, we're also winning the, I almost said the Calder. We're winning the President's Trophy with a 63, 14, and 5 record, and 131 points. The closest to us was Pittsburgh with 108 points. Team finally counted to 100. It was 3 of them, in fact, that did. Howe had 100 on the dot. Lemieux had 108, while Gretzky led the way with 110. We also had a 60 goal scorer for the first time. 63 goals for Lemieux led our team, while Gretzky had 53. And Esposito had 37. Nikita Kucherov is back on top of the mountain for points with 115, which means we never had the point leader in the league in all 4 seasons. We did have the goal scoring leader this time around with Lemieux at 63. Kaprizov was very close though, he had 62. Bedard rounds out the top 3 with 57. And I figured I'd speed run to the fun part, the Stanley Cup Finals, and we are down 3-2 against the New York Rangers. We have to win game 6 to force a game 7 for the fabled four-peat. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Jumping into game 7, period number 1. The team who wins wins. It's 1-0 San Jose. Paul Coffey getting a goal on Shesterkin. They only had 2 shots that period. 2-0 us. 30 shots to 13. Ray Borg gets the goal. I think it is safe to say the four-peat is going to happen. Zibanejad said hold on though. Scores 1 goal. They're playing very good in this 3rd period. They get a power play. 5-on-3. Somehow they don't score. 4 minutes remaining. 3, 2, 1. I thought they scored itself for a second. Gordie Howe puts the dagger in the hearts of all Rangers fans. We win back-to-back Stanley Cups. which is a good thing because our team is literally broken. We finally get a Hart Memorial Trophy winner in our final year. Mario Lemieux will grab the trophy, even though I don't feel like he deserved it. I feel like Kucherov probably should have got it. Paul Coffey grabs back-to-back James Norris trophies. No one was beating him there. Gretzky gets his third Conn Smythe trophy of the day, while Brodeur gets his third straight Vezina, and he wins the William M. Jennings trophy every single season as well. The only person that he had to share it with was his teammate Ron Hextall. But that is going to be it for me today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.